everyone, it's Melanie here from jarofthreads.com. I'm back with my Queenstown Holidays mini album project lifestyle, and I'm sorry about the big truck that just drove past the house. It's a very hot day today, so the window is open, so you might hear some of the noise outside, including the birds. So I'm showing you what I'm going to use today to decorate. I might not use all of that, actually. I don't think I will use all of that. I know I won't use all of that. But I'm just showing you. And here on this envelope, which had my pictures in, you can see that I've written the dates and what we did on that day when we just came back and I had the pictures printed. Wrote that down so I could remember, because I didn't know when I would have the time to finish or even start this album. So I wanted to make sure I didn't forget. So I'm going to start with my title cards. I'm gonna do a title card for each day, and what I'm doing is stamping the date with LS Studio Numbers stamp set, and this roller date stamp was from Studio Calico. It has the days and stuff like here and now and stuff like that. Anyway, and I'm going to write my title for the day, and I'm using my Herald's ABCs Herald's alphabet by Lunaphone. If I remember, I will put a link in the description box below. I'm getting used to these little stamps, and you can see how I'm going about to write my words. I actually put them down on my mat for most of them. It works fine for most of the letters except L and I's, because they're just too tiny and they stick to my fingers. What I'm thinking is that if I had one of those craft, what's it called? What's the word I'm looking for? Tweezers. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. If I had some tweezers, I could use that to hold on to them and put them down, rather than them sticking to my fingers. So it's a slow process writing this word. You can see me here, I'm trying to put, I think it's yeah, it's an I. I'm trying to put down, and it's not gonna work in the end. I think I do it straight on the block. So yeah, I wasn't sure if I liked stamping with those little letters much, but I'm getting used to it, actually. They're very tiny. They're about 1/4 inch tall. So they're tiny for people using metric systems. That's half a centimeter. So, and here you can see me trying. And I know this title is not centered and all of that. I don't really care about that much. And here I'm standing up to see where I'm stamping, because I kind of want it to be aligned. And my stamping, my letters are a bit wonky. That's fine. I mean, if you don't want wonkiness, just do it on the computer and print it on cardstock. Otherwise, I mean, stamping is gonna do that. And here you saw me taking one of those flares thing labels that I created in Photoshop. Talking about that, I've started uploading my round labels to my website. I'm hoping by the time this video is on my website that I will put them live, and you will be able to buy them if you want them. I think they're I know I priced them at $2 New Zealand dollars per sheet, and you get a load of labels, and you can print them forever and ever. And you also here saw me on my title card using ID Swap Color Shine. I felt it was missing something on my title card, and I'm going to use my Color Shine to bring all the cards together. So here is one of the labels that will be on my website by the end of the weekend. I really like those round labels. And yeah, I'm just gonna layer some of them. One thing about decorating this album is that I did use some flares, but I tried not to use too many of them, because my album is already quite chunky, and I didn't want to add too much bulk to it. So I can't remember, let me check. Yeah, I did use a flare for this one, and then later on the other picture I won't use dimensional flares. I will use my background, but not the epoxy sticker thing that goes on top of it. So I'm doing a bit of journaling, and I'm using a gel pen, which happens to be glittery gel pen because I couldn't find any pen, so whatever. And with gel pens, you really want to let them dry a little bit before you put them back in the pockets, otherwise they're going to smear all over your writing is going to smear, and that's not something you want. So here it seems very fast, but that dried for a couple of minutes, I'd say a minute or so. And on some of those cards, the journaling cards were quite handy to write. So that's what I did. I'm writing a little bit of story, and I'm showing you what I did for the first few, and then once those first few cards are done, I will do most of it off camera. And you saw me pulling a map of Queenstown out because I couldn't remember the name of the street where this picture was taken. So, and that's another one of my labels. I really love them. I can see myself using them a lot. And so I'm doing a little bit of journaling. And here I was blowing on it to help it dry because I didn't want to smear it while I was gluing it down. And I'm going to show you the next card, the next title card. My stamps are not very sticky, but I heard, I think that was Jennifer Maguire that was saying that if you wash them with a little bit of soapy water, they get sticky again. So I might do that because I've been using them quite a lot. I really like those numbers. And this stamp set I got very inexpensively here in New Zealand. I think I paid $5 New Zealand dollars, which is very cheap. And yeah, that's about it for now, and the rest I will do off camera, and I will come back to show you what I've been doing with a little flip of my album. But first, before I show you a flip, I wanted to show you how I created the book plate for the album. Because there was a little label. Sorry, that's a bit of camera, but all I'm doing right now is cutting a bit of cardstock to the size of the paper that was in there. I could have used that, but I struggled to take it out, so I needed to make a new one because the one that was in there got a bit damaged. So all I'm doing is writing Queenstown 2015, and here I'm looking for something to add at the end, and I'm adding this little heart. And I'm going through the pages to see if I want to add any embellishments. And that's another sticker sheet that I have had in my stash forever. And I'm trying to use some of it on this project. So I'm going through the pages and looking where I can add some stuff. I'm just going to use a few of them. I'm also going to add some epoxy stickers and some I can't remember, some of those Heidi Swap, my favorite thing, arrows that I've had for a while, and I really love them, and I was trying to keep them for something special, but I'm gonna use them on this project. So yeah, that's it. Alright, I think I'm done. I'm trying not to go overboard with the embellishing because, as you can see, it's already quite fat, and the more I add, the bigger it gets. It's just fine right now, but I can't add anymore. So what you just saw me doing was adding this book plate, very simple book plate, and I added a little heart which happened to be purple. I don't know if you can see. Here you go, purple. And I'm going to show you a little flip. We'll try to keep it short and sweet. So that's my title card for the whole album. So you saw me doing this one, and you saw me creating this one as well. And yeah, some cards I kept very simple here. I did a heart to point to the bit of text here. You saw me putting this sticker down, I think, and I've also added a little epoxy gold sticker thing, glittery sticker thingy down here. Yeah, I kept it simple. I did an arrow to point at my husband and my son. And yeah, I'm really happy with how this one turned out. My son Lucas has been looking through it, and Leon as well, pointing at Dada and brother and stuff like that, so he's very happy. So that's one of those title cards. So that's just the name of the mountain range that's in the picture. It's called The Remarkables. My husband fishing. So I did a sticker that said, or is it, relax and shh, because you need to be quiet when you're fishing. Some cards I didn't add anything because I didn't know what to add. It's just a picture taken from the car when we were driving back home. And that's Leon asleep in the car. For the Saturday and the Sunday, I didn't take as many pictures, especially I didn't take picture of the whole point of our holiday, which was going to a friend's wedding. I didn't take any picture because it was a very intimate affair, so it didn't feel right to take any pictures about it. So I had a little bee heart because the gardens were wonderful, and Chinese meal that the bride's mum cooked for us. She's from China, so that's a real deal. And the house where the wedding ceremony was. They got married a couple of days before coming down to Queenstown, and it was actually a dinner celebrating their wedding and stuff. It wasn't really what you would call a wedding with a celebrant and all of that. That's the view from the house. We were having dinner. The boys playing in the garden. And I try to keep it quite consistent throughout the whole album, so that's another my title card. And pictures. My husband and my son being silly and Leon watching them. The walk we did, which was the anniversary walk or trail, I can't remember. And a few pictures, smaller picture I took. And a little bit of journaling about Lucas, who usually doesn't want to go for a walk, but always end up having some fun. So that's great. And here looking a bit grumpy. And if you were feeling on the picture that it looked very much like Lord of the Rings, yeah, that's because some of it has been filmed around Arrowtown, so it does look a little bit Lord of the Ring-ish. Picture from Arrowtown was first created in 1816 something, 1862 it says on the history here. And so that you've got a few older houses. That's a post office. And Main Street. And there was also a Chinese settlement because when they discovered gold in the river and mines and stuff, Chinese people came to mine. They were, they were invited to come and mine, and the story is quite, it's quite an interesting story. So that's about them. And the houses they built. As you can see, they built very tiny houses. I'm 5'2", so 1.57 meters. So you can see the size of the house, and people actually lived in those houses. It's not, pretend houses. And my husband standing in front of one of the houses is 6'2", so 1.90 meters, something like that. So this house was actually big. And another couple of houses, and Nick, my husband, putting Leon's feet in the water and then realizing that the water was like 10 degrees, 10 degrees centigrade, so I don't know what it is in Fahrenheit, but cold, just above freezing. the house, and that was a coffee shop, and that's where we stopped, and I took a picture of that. It's very difficult to take pictures in touristic places because there's always some tourist ending up on your pictures. So, and I don't like having random people on my pictures. But that might be just me. So that's when we went for a boat ride across the lake, and it had snowed the night before, so there's snow on the mountain tops. And we had like 2 seasons in one day, cold and snow, and then very warm. As you can see, my son Leon didn't have a jersey or anything, he was just in his shirt. And we're reaching the last day, and I'm already at 6 minutes. Anyway, exploring Kelvin Heights, and here you can just see my son Lucas on the rope swing, and Leon having fun in the sandy beaches of the lake, and very nice, very expensive looking houses, and a picture of the view from this side of the lake. And at the end, so it's quite simple embellishment, but I didn't want to go too crazy because of side width of the album already. I had quite a few pictures that I wanted to include in this travel album, sorry. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys very soon. Bye bye!